the situation in Afghanistan is just another example of what in the world.
Excuse me, sir. I think what my esteemed colleague is trying to say. Step number 2, I want you to go out and get what?
Your bitch buddies.
Your bitch buddies. Charlie, what can I do? John, what can I do to help affect the world and to help make it a better place and to get our country back? What can I do? Get your butt to church. And there's a lot of reasons for that I'd kind of like to flesh out real quick that we didn't really discuss earlier. There's the obvious that think of it like a pit stop. You're getting fueled up. So you're getting fueled up with, hopefully, truth, and you're filling your mind with positive thoughts that are grounded in truth. And then you're also surrounded, hopefully, with a group of people who are somewhat like-minded, have a lot of the same concerns. So it's kind of like being on a team, and you can have conversations between them, have deep philosophical conversations. You can, invite them over to have lunch, those sort of things. But I loved what you came up with next, and I loved what you called it. You said, you got to have 2 of them. And you said, I want you to go, this is step number 2. I want you to go out and get what?
Your bitch buddies.
Your bitch buddies.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get 2 of them. And these are the guys that, correct me if I'm getting anything wrong, but these are the guys that you have over to the house on a Friday or Saturday night. Maybe you have a couple beers and watch a game, and you sit in the garage and, you talk about stuff. Well, what is it you're talking about? What is it that is concerning to you? Is there something going on in the school board that's concerning you? Is there something going on? What's the issue that you and your bitch buddies are talking about? And then the action that you said was, look, you got your 2 bitch buddies. You know what your issue or issues are that you're interested in. And then you said, make a commitment as a team with your bitch buddies to do something. And I think we used the example of going to a school board meeting.
Yeah.
That, let's say that was one of your issues, and we made the group go commit for a year. They're going to go to every school board meeting, and between the 3 of them, they're kind of there together. So they hold each other accountable, 1 for showing up, but 2, they can back each other up. If one guy gets befuddled or whatever when he's having a discussion, the other guy can step in and say, excuse me, sir, I think what my esteemed colleague is trying to say is, Yeah. But you help to back each other up, and you commit to that, to doing that thing, whatever it might be, for a year. And then that way that way you're eating the elephant one little piece at a time. You've only committed for a year. You got a little team, you got a little backup, and you're going to do whatever the mission is you've decided to do. So, and then we talked about some other things about making.
Let's flesh that out. So let's flesh that out a little bit. So we're looking at a scenario where stateside here in the States, people are absolutely flabbergasted. The lady in Georgia is a perfect example that wrote you, what in the world? They are overwhelmed. Okay. That it is a problem that's coming from every angle. And now, the situation in Afghanistan is just another example of what in the world, and they are overwhelmed. And on top of that, there's an intimidation factor. We saw it happen to our Supreme Court, I believe, during the elections, but whatever, there's an intimidation factor. And people, when you're talking to your teenage kids and there's a riot downtown and they're burning down downtown, you say, don't go downtown. So people don't want to go out and get in shouting matches. They don't want controversy. They don't want to get canceled. So there's this idea of perfect getting in the way of good. I don't know how to fix it. What can I do? I don't know how to run for state senator. I don't have a war chest. I'm a mom or a dad. I've got a job. What can I do? And so since I can't fix it, since I don't know how to solve it, okay, since I can't get to perfect, I end up doing nothing.
Yep.
So perfect has gotten in the way of good. And so you got to overcome that. How can we overcome, first of all, that psychological barrier? And how can we take good and begin to move the needle closer to perfect and start with what we can do? As a minister, I tell our folks that, very few of you has God called or equipped to change the world, but every single one of you has been called to change the world for somebody, for one person that you know. So in thinking through that and hearing this and wanting, as both a citizen and thinking through these issues, what can I do? And so there's two things. One, get your rear end to church, okay? And it's the whole adage, if you've ever flown on an airplane, in case of the loss of cabin pressure, a mask will fall down. Please put the mask on your face and then help someone, because otherwise we're going to have two dead people. All right. And so if you don't have light, you can't be a light. If you are not grounded, you can't go out in a world that's ungrounded and offer anything else but another selective, convenient morality or platform. Okay. So you're looking at, you have a choice, and we can have an approach to life that is based on the God who created you and this world for a particular kind of life. You can have that, or you say, well, I don't believe that at all. And so then you can have a morality or platform of violence, okay, of tyranny. You're going to impose your will on someone else. You're imposing what you like and don't like as they're trying to impose what they don't like. And then all of a sudden, Wittgenstein said it, we just end up at the fence calling each other heretic in a shouting match. Right. Okay, and that's where we are. So the first thing is that you and your family have to be in church. And I'm not talking about, an entertainment center or, I'm talking about a church that believes what the churches believe, that says we have something to offer, that we have something that helps you make sense of the details of your life, not just political systems and stuff, but it is a grace that doesn't just keep you out of hell, okay? But it's a grace that's changing you so you can be a better parent. It's a group of people around who are also trying to be good parents. It's a grace that saves you, is also a grace that changes you. Get somewhere that believes what they're talking about and are trying to live it, okay? Not activist church, not churches that have quickly adopted the mess that the world's in so that they can get your money or so they can get membership or so they can be relevant. Okay, go to a church that believes what it says. That's the first thing. Second thing, get your bitch buddies. Those guys, it could be the guy at work, or it can be, the person you coach with, or that you carpool with, or that is your neighbor next door. You know them because you guys get together and you gripe about current affairs. You're griping about, you cannot believe what just happened in, hey, or in carpool, you have kids, you both of your kids are in the school system and you are flabbergasted, okay? And you are alarmed and you're working and you don't have money to go to some highfalutin school. You're both parents are working. You can't, homeschool the kid. And two, as a believer, you don't want to abandon the school system that God has called you to be a witness to. So what do? So you're sitting there griping. So here's what we do. We begin to shrink and not let perfect get in the way of good. And so you get those guys and you invite them over, come over, hey, or you work down the street or in the same office, let me take you and Randy to lunch. I got something really important to talk about. Okay. So here's what I want us to do. I want us to commit to each other. The three of you are going to commit to each other. It's not some grandiose, overwhelming thing. We are going to commit to each other. If you've been griping about the school board, then that's the direction you already know you're going in. If you've been griping about city council and all these draconian measures that are causing businesses to go, then that's the direction you're going in. Okay. And so you've been griping about it, so you commit to each other for a year. See what happens for 1 year. Just see. Okay. And you commit to go to every single meeting, and you're going to go together, you're going to sit together, and you have each other's back. And all of a sudden, psychologically, perfect isn't getting in the way of good. It's not all on you. Okay. I have no idea. Well, neither do they, but maybe between the three of us, we'll figure out something. And when I stand up and speak, I've got two guys behind me that are my buddies that have my back. And if things go bad and a riot starts, then chances are we'll be able to fight we'll fight our way out of there, get to the car and get away. But right. But it's all of a sudden there's a security there. And for 1 year and then we use the example, your wife's, you're coaching down the field, and you, Randy, you've been to 2 meetings, and your wife's talking to another of the moms, and she's upset. And then she says, hey, you know what, Randy and Bob over there, they've committed, and they're going to these meetings together for 1 year. Why don't, if you'd like to join them, I know you can join them. And then if that's something you want to do, then you can commit to the remainder of the year. And then afterwards, set aside a time, afterwards, you go down to the pub, you get a beer and some chicken wings, you talk about what you've heard, you talk about the concerns, and you put together what you can do. And in that context then, John, as you've been talking about educating yourself, then you go and educate yourself on those issues. The history of that idea, the manifestation, or how that idea is being implicated, and what we can do. You might make a phone call to a lawyer. Hey, listen, we got this. Can they do that legally? And so all those kind of things, and you get it together for a year, and you're committed. And all of a sudden, if that word gets out, and 3 people over here, and then it becomes 4 people, and then you don't want it doesn't have to be big. In fact, it's better probably. And then over there at city council, somebody's heard that message, and there are 3 people over there raising Cain and calling the bluff. Okay. Right. And then over there, you've got 3 people, and they're big wigs. They're in the Fortune 500 company, and it's really important for the state, for that company to be operating in there. And so they're bitching with 2 of the other guys that own other big, or some of their big companies that are providing stuff for them. And so you know what they do? They decide they're going to have a conversation with the governor. Sure. Once a month, every month.
Yeah, it rolls up just as much as it rolls down.
Yeah. What can you do? So what can you do? 3 guys committed. Okay. I'm not Fortune 500. Okay. 3 guys committed to do what they can do, and to choose it, to make it specific, do one thing, do it for a year, be there together, make yourself voice heard, but educate yourself. And I think at that point, we've shrunk the dilemma. Okay. You're not taking, other people have got other aspects of it. Absolutely. You guys are going to do this. And right. Then, so that was kind of where we were. That was kind of,
Charlie, I think that's a real good place to kind of end the discussion for public consumption tonight. And we'll pick it up at another place. I mean, there's about 10 other topics embedded in the discussion that we just had that we could do an entire, show on. But I think we kind of stop it there. Let people give what we've talked about here so far some thought.
So
I think it's a grand idea that is so simple. It's actually very elegant.
And so to tease what I hope we'll talk about and fill in part 2 of this has to do with John's idea of okay, specific how-to videos. So he'll flesh that out. You know, something. How do I ride to congressman? Is it going to do any good? How-to videos, and then the other side of it may be how we can collectively as a community put together resources state by state that are available for everybody. There are already those out there, but have a hub where we collected those in. So that's our teaser for part 2.
Yeah, I think, and I look forward to fleshing that out. I mean, it's a big idea. It's interesting that it's a big idea trying to break things down small.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll leave that for next time. Hopefully we'll be able to get together next week and do another one of these.
Absolutely.
But so I'll just close out tonight by saying, one, Charlie, as always, thank you. Your insight and your intellect always astound me, and has since I first met you.
Ditto, right back to you, man, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. But so to the audience, I'll just say, look, America needs heroes. She needs warriors. Everybody's got their own special way, their own special talent, their own special connection, their own special little niche in the world that you can be a hero and a warrior in. But we've got to take America back. America's a one-off in the history of the world. Never came around before. She's never coming around again. If we lose her, and I don't want to lose her because we failed in our time to take action.
Amen.
So until next time, wherever you are.
Hey, America, this is going to be hero basic training. You want to be a hero, not sure how. Welcome to Hero Basic Training, part 1.
Great idea. Hero basic training.
There you go.
But anyway, wherever you guys are, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good night. We will see you guys later. Bye.
We're John and Stacy Curry from Semper Savage, a veteran-owned, family-operated company making the finest marinades and dressings on the planet. But we're more than just another company. Family's our core. It's our greatest joy and our greatest strength. We inspire people through personal connections and savage patriotism. We believe in the greatness of America. We travel all over the U.S. and have experienced the fundamental goodness of our people and the strength of our communities. We're achieving excellence while tirelessly pursuing perfection. We offer 4 delicious all-natural products: Savage Caesar, Savage Balsamic, Savage Centurion, and Savage Cider. They're Italian-style vinaigrettes that are more than just marinades or dressings. They're equally at home sauteing in the pan, baking in the oven, on the grill, or as a drizzle or dipping sauce. Take your food to the next level with Semper Savage. It's homemade flavor in a bottle, and you are gonna love it. Pour it on.